Okay, cool. So we are live. Finally, we are live. Hey, Sheila. I'm trying to pronounce your name like really good, and then I'm like, okay, hey. Csilla Rostas, who is at the basis a lawyer. What do you know? She's a lawyer, but also like a legal translator, and has now founded Across Continents, which is an worldwide language translation provider, right, Sheila?
Yes. Hello, Anka. Thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, perfect. You pronounced my name very well. And exactly, our company is a global language service provider.
Cool. So yes, each time that I speak with somebody whose like name I'm not very familiar with, I'm like, you can see it in my voice. You can see it in my voice that I'm making like, these pauses so as to be sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Cool.
Perfect. I'm really correctly and perfectly.
I'm really happy to have you here today.
I was also very happy to be invited. Thank you very much for having me.
Cool. So I would like you to introduce yourself, because like I made this short introduction, but I know that there is so much more to you than what I just introduced you as.
My name is Csilla. I am a lawyer and legal translator. I come from Hungary. I came to Brussels, to the capital of the EU, in 2012. At that time, it was just a traineeship in the European Parliament, and I started there. Then I really fell in love with the multiculturalism of Brussels. And I started to work in a law firm. I really love languages. I love getting to know other cultures. That's why I came abroad and I left my country, because I always wanted to work with foreigners and to use foreign languages in my work and in my daily life. And that was something I couldn't really get in Hungary. And I was really glad to move to Brussels. And I started to work in a law firm in 2013. Where I found a lot of great international clients, and they always needed translation services. So the idea came from there. The law firm always sent these documents to other translation agencies, and I thought that if others can do it, I can also do it. And I looked for information first, what are the conditions to create a company and to establish my own business here in Brussels. And first of all, I created a database of translators, interpreters, and proofreaders. And then I got clients. And then step by step, slowly, I built it up when I still worked at the law firm also.
Okay, cool. So your translators, are they all based in Brussels, or are they from all around the world?
Our linguists are from all around the world. So if someone needs a translation from Chinese to French, for example, we contact the right translator with the right background. If the client needs a translation with legal background, for example, most of the clients, our target clients and existing clients, are law firms, because I'm also a lawyer, and actually it's easier to be near them, and they have trust towards me, I think, or at least I hope. And most of our clients are law firms. So if they need legal translation, I look for the right translator with legal background. If someone needs a medical translation, we offer also other sectors like medical, pharmaceutical. Then we look for the right translators with medical background, and we always test them with sample translations and with other native translators, because we are responsible for the quality, and that's very important to provide amazing quality.
I like it. You are very professional. You get us like I sense the lawyer in you. One year of law school, so like really? Totally smart lawyer. Yes.
I studied in Hungary, and I got my law degree in Hungary, in the south part of the country, in Szeged. And actually, with my Hungarian law degree, I cannot be automatically officially a lawyer in Belgium, so I should validate it. But at the law firm, I worked as a legal consultant, and now I do my company full time. So like since 2015, I ran the company, and I build it up step by step.
I'm really interested, like what motivated you and what is still motivating you in carrying out this kind of work. So I'm talking about your company and about the legal translation.
When I came to Brussels, my only one aim was to work for the EU institutions. That was all I wanted. I was totally in love with the European Parliament, where I did this traineeship. And the only one thing I wanted is to go back to the European Parliament. But after that, when I found myself in the law firm, I understood that there is life also outside of the EU bubble, and also the private sector exists. So then I more and more started to like working in the private sector. And I like the independence to be my own boss. Also, actually, when I worked in the law firm here in Brussels, it was so different from Hungarian law firms, which were awful. I have experienced from between 2008 and 2011. I worked also in Hungary in law firms, and I think life and working culture, working atmosphere is completely different. And I absolutely prefer it here in Brussels. And yes, I got to know a lot of nice, interesting clients from outside of the European Union, and they also run their own business because the main profile of the law firm is business immigration. And clients from outside of the EU come to Belgium to create their company, and that's why I found where I found also my first clients. And so I really like the geographical atmosphere of being an entrepreneur. And I love being my own boss. I don't depend on anyone. I share my own time and I choose people I want to work with, which is really important. Because if you work in corporate, you don't have the right to choose your collaborators, your coworkers. And it's really nice to choose my team. And my team is like my family. They are really important for me.
Okay, cool. So I'm really curious because you said something about how people are coming to Brussels and they are setting up their businesses there. Are there any particular reasons why somebody would base their business in Brussels? Like now I'm talking about this side too, because I think that many people are like, when I started my business and now like I'm based in Romania, but I also had a business in Germany and I also had one in France. Like we as Europeans, we always think about, is it better for me to be based in Brussels than anywhere else in Europe?
Yes. I think the geographical location is quite advantageous. I think, first of all, that it's the capital of the EU. So if someone works with the EU institutions, for example, our clients are some of the EU institutions, we collaborate with them too. It's really advantageous to be based in Brussels. First of all, because it's the capital of the EU and because of the geographical advantage. Like, for example, from here, it's easy to reach Paris, London, and also Germany. Some of the clients of the law firm chose Brussels as a head office because of these reasons. But as for me, I was already here. So I knew the city and I knew the expat life. And yes, actually, I didn't really want to go anywhere else. I knew that in Hungary I didn't want to create a company. Also the conditions were more disadvantageous. And but actually, when I created my company,
that's something that I'm interested in, and I think that people who will be watching this are also interested in. So, like, what are the perks of owning a business in Belgium, in Brussels?
For example, my main reason was that I didn't have to pay a capital at that time because I chose a certain legal form, which doesn't require starting capital. And that was actually my reason to start, because I just jumped into the deep water. But it's really nice if entrepreneurs don't know everything about the legal structure and the conditions and anything to create a business, and what is it to be an entrepreneur, to run your own business. Because if you know, maybe you will be scared and you will be worried and you won't be brave enough to start. But I jumped in the deep water and then I started to swim. Yes. And I had lots of difficulties, of course, but if you jump in the water, then you need to swim. And yes, I did, and I still keep going. And I really enjoy it. I really love being an entrepreneur. I love the freedom, the geographical freedom it gives me.
Yeah.
And of course, the freedom to choose who to work with.
I love that because like we emphasize that twice, I think, up to now. So like I can feel that it was, and I think that it's a burden for many people who are like maybe employees. The fact that they have to like collaborate with people that they don't respect per se. Yeah. It's a really, really big burden. I've been there. Like I hated my boss.
Me too in Hungary, of course. Yes.
Some of my colleagues, and it was really like I could not perform at my best just because I did not respect the person that was like hierarchically speaking better than me, or like they were drawing the lines of the of the business.
I also think, and I totally agree. Yes.
Yeah. And funnily enough, it did not happen in Romania. Like you could say that it's an Eastern European stuff, but no, I was working somewhere else. Anyhow, I can relate to that, and I think that many people can relate to that, and I think that that's why this dream of the entrepreneurship. Like entrepreneurship became a dream for everybody, mostly because we see it as escaping. I guess it kind of equals freedom, right? Like freedom to express yourself creatively and like to express your potential and be
Yes, to
paid
do
for
something
it.
on your own and to feel it yours.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah,
is yours, like
exactly,
your baby, and
exactly.
you created it.
Yeah,
And yes, your company is like you.
yeah,
Actually.
exactly. And I think that when you are a little bit more mature, like I think that we are more or less from the same generation,
Yes.
it also comes with a lot of responsibility. And responsibility is no longer a bad word. It's cool because you are in charge.
Yes.
That's what you need to be responsible, to be able to
Yes.
respond to stuff.
And you have to
Yeah.
grow up for this responsibility. Yes.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Cool. So, are you still with me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Because it froze a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my god! I hope we are not losing the connection."
I really hope my connection is okay.
Yeah, I think that it's okay. I'm like, I listened a little bit on Facebook, and it should be okay. There are 8 people watching, so like, if you can't hear us properly, please do comment and let us know if there is any need for adjustment, volume, or stuff. Cool. Let's move forth with business success, right? So, how does business success look like for you? What is success for you?
First of all, if my clients are satisfied and happy, it's a part of success. And actually, this is the first step towards success, because their satisfaction, their opinion, the positive opinion, and recommendations are really, really important. So first, the happy and satisfied clients means success for me. And the second, but actually on the same place, the satisfaction and happiness of my team, my coworkers, my collaborators. If they are happy, if they are satisfied, if they love their job and they love working with me, then I'm also happy. And I try to give them everything I can, because they give so much for the company. And my team is my family. They are very, very, really, really important for me. And success means, for example, to get nice recommendations from more clients, old clients, existing clients, and they send me new clients, and this is really nice. And success is, for example, when I heard from a new client or at a conference that someone was satisfied with our work, this is absolutely great. So actually, success is the satisfaction of clients, team, and target clients, and to bring more clients to something. Yes, and I'm also For example, if we have some new clients, I'm always very happy, and I feel to be successful.
Absolutely. So I hear you. I feel that recognition, or like the fact that you are creating value and that value is recognized by your clients and is absolutely of service for them and for your team, seems to be very important for your.
But when I talk about team, I think so. I mean also our freelance linguists, because in our network there are translators, interpreters, and proofreaders from all around the world. And it is also important that they are happy, they are satisfied, they are glad to work with us, because then we can provide quality work for our clients as well. And then everybody will be happy. I would like to create a company which is like a family. They are happy, and not the so official, terrible, cold corporate life, but other and to feel fine to work together. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like that sounds very nice, but I imagine that in like on a grassroots level, you know, like in the practicality of it all, it's not always sunshine and unicorns. And I think that that's okay too, because
that's normal. But I think it's a part of the entrepreneurship, and that is what we have to learn how to manage. Okay, we are back. Okay.
Yeah.
Super.
I was talking, and then at one point I couldn't see any reaction. They were like, something is not right.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything, and I didn't even see you. So I think it was something with the connection.
Yeah. So sorry for that. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. But we are back.
Yes. Probably what I was saying, probably the universe was like, do not talk about challenges and rough path. Like,
what did you want to ask?
I was saying about how not everything is like only rainbows and sunshine and unicorns, right? And I was talking about the rough path and and how it's absolutely normal to go through challenges and to go
of
through.
Course. And you have to do everything. Yes, the price of being your own boss is that you have to do everything on your own.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have a monthly fixed corporate income. You have to do everything for yourself and to pay your subcontractors and to make everyone happy around you who work with you. That's difficult, and it's a huge challenge, of course. And of course, also to find the right clients, to meet new clients. Most of our clients come through recommendations and networking. We organize a lot of networking events, and I try to sponsor networking events and also conferences, Ball, organized by the Italian embassy last year. And this way, it's a great way, I think, to meet potential clients and people who are interested in our services, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
And they come back. They come back after 1 month or 1 year. That's also fine.
Absolutely, because they worked with you and they got the value, and then whenever they need something, they're like, oh, I know this person who does this, and we had a really nice collaboration, so then why not work with them again? And just this makes me think about how important it actually is to be based in Brussels, because you have a pool of so many people, but like high level clients.
Yeah, I think the most of the advantages are the events. There are these events, EU events, and also conferences where you can be a speaker. But next time there will be one conference in Athens, so not in Brussels. But in Brussels, for example, there is also the UN Women, and sometimes also
when is
UN Women.
Yeah.
UN Women.
When is it?
Last year there was a conference involved with so there was UN last year, yes, and I was a speaker, and there was UN Women and an MEP, and it was about female entrepreneurship and empowering of women, and it was really great. The economy, economic empowerment of women. That was so nice. But there are so many other events and also conferences. Also, for example, female in tech, female entrepreneurs. Related topics, and that is really useful to be there because everything happens here. Not everything.
The person living in Brussels say everything happens there. The person living in New York is like everything happens
here. Exactly.
No, but it's cool. It's cool that you realize the potential, and that it's cool that you are creating all these opportunities, right? Because I imagine that there are many women living in Brussels and maybe doing something related to what you are doing, and they are not UN women speakers, right?
So most of them, I think most of the expats, and generally also women and people who are here, they work for the EU institutions and not really in the private sector. So it's quite rare. Yes, it's quite rare for a foreigner to come to Brussels and to work in the private sector and to create their own company.
Okay, cool. So I'm really enjoying this conversation, and I have to admit that, like, at the beginning, like I did not know that it's gonna go so well, and now like I'm
also very glad. Yes, I also enjoyed it. Absolutely.
So I'm really curious because, like, okay, so I'm Romanian, and I've been talking to some fellow Romanians. And it happens that for us sometimes, because, like, I don't know, maybe the way that we were brought up, we were brought up with self-doubt and all sorts of limiting beliefs, right? So I don't know if it was the case for you, but what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm trying to ask you is, at the beginning of your business, when things were not that smooth, what was the recurring story that would pop up for you? So, like, would you be like, oh my God, this is not working, maybe I should give up, or maybe I should train more?
It was never an option. Giving up was never an option, and it will never be the option. That is very important, because I didn't create it to stop and to give up. Because if I already started something, I didn't start to give it up and to stop one day. So stopping and giving up is absolutely not an option. And when I had difficulties, of course, I still kept my job at the law firm at the beginning, and I had a part-time job, and then 2 other part-time jobs also at the companies of some of the clients of the law firm. So there was a period when I had 4 jobs. I worked also in a real estate agency. It's specialized in the expat market. And there was a time when I had 4 part-time jobs in the same time.
At the same time, oh my God.
It was really difficult. I had no free time. I didn't care about myself, and I just worked. Yes, it happened, but it's okay. It's a part of starting your own business and to make it. Because if you sacrifice a lot at the beginning, then I really hope and I really believe that after that it will be much better. And I also now I work hard and I work a lot, but now I'm very glad that I'm not alone anymore. We have trainees, we have collaborators, and that's super important. I don't do everything alone. At the beginning, I did everything alone, and now everything is so automatic. With IT, we changed a lot of things and improved a lot. At the beginning, I did everything all alone, manually, and it was really difficult. And now I understood a lot of things. I learned about marketing. I learned a lot, and I learned from people. I learned from our team. I learned from clients, and it's nice to learn. I always learn, and I'm really glad to learn from the right people. And it's important from who.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay, cool. So we have a question. So Mihai is asking, what is unique about your business, in your opinion?
I think that I would like to be a one-stop language service provider. So if a corporate client or a law firm needs any kind of language services, being a translation or interpreting, proofreading, or language school, we offer also legal English course, business English, business French course, so legal courses and business courses, corporate language training. So they don't have to go to several companies. They don't have to ask for a quote from there and there and there, but they can come to us and they find everything in the right quality, amazing quality at our company. And I care about it. So if it's a legal translation, my person is the guarantee that it's well done. Even if I don't do it from Vietnamese to an African language, because I don't speak all the existing languages, for example, Swahili or Kinyarwanda, but I follow
but
the
you speak
project.
all the other languages but Swahili.
Unfortunately, I wish. I love languages. I'm really passionate about languages. But if it's, for example, Kinyarwanda, I call a right translator from Rwanda. So if it's a legal translation, I try to follow the project and I try to build a brand on myself as a lawyer. And I would like to use those weakness, which are actually weakness, a young girl from a post-communist country coming from Western Europe and a foreigner with a strong Hungarian accent, actually a disadvantaged immigrant. And yes, without a Belgian qualification with a Hungarian law degree, which is not even valid here, she created something. And I use this weakness as a strength. And it's really great if you can turn your weakness into strength. So I try to build on these, let's say, weaknesses and to show it to the world as a strength.
Yeah. It's about rewriting the narrative. So what I just told you, the fact that I am from Romania and I was brought up with a lot of self-doubt and blah and blah and blah. And then you rewrote that story and you're like, yes, I'm Hungarian. I have a Hungarian accent and I freaking have my
very strong one. Yes. And actually, they will hate me in Hungary, but I just simply don't care because they hate each other so much in that society. But I just couldn't feel mine, the Hungarian society. So that society is deeply sick. And I understood it at the very beginning, already at the university, but especially after in the world of work, that the Hungarian society is deeply sick. And I didn't want to be like that kind of part of it. Of course, it's my country. I feel it mine, but I just didn't want to belong full time to that society because I can do something different, something great, something more. And in Hungary, they didn't let me do it. And that is the problem, that they don't let you do what you really want to do. If you want to create something great and to do something big.
What do you mean? What do you mean they didn't let me?
For example, in Hungary, I think between, for example, co-workers and people, they are ready to do everything to keep a position and to get a position. And if someone wants maybe something similar or more, or they prove that maybe they are a little bit, maybe not that better, but they can do something. They just don't let you. They don't let you do. And this is what I experienced in Hungary. But I think here it was different. Of course, maybe in every country, the society has their own problems. But what I saw in Hungary is that I already decided in the very, very beginning that I don't want to live my whole life in Hungary.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the reminiscence of communism, right? When we were like all...
But also I think the pessimism. So I think the pessimism and negativism is in the blood of the Hungarian society.
Oh my God.
I don't like.
I can feel it. You love Hungarian people. Oh,
yeah.
It's so obvious.
I still have some friends in Hungary, but I see that their way of thinking is so different. So those Hungarians who live abroad, who lived at least a short period abroad, they think in a different way. They see the word and they don't see that, for example, unfortunately, most of the Hungarian people think that the word is until the border. And behind the borders of Hungary, there is no word, there is no reality, just their reality. And I would like to be more international. I would like to be global. I would like to create a global company with global view. So my view is not until the borders of Hungary, but behind and global. Yeah. So I would like to do and be to do something global and to be global and really international. Mm-hmm. That's why also my company is international and we are present all around the world.
I love you are a seller. You are such a good seller.
Really?
I love it. And I was
because just I'm passionate about what I do, and I'm passionate about languages, and also like I feel my company mine.
And I think it's normal. You get also like I see that you are a seller and probably like no, but like you should totally sell your company. You believe in it and because you are creating value and because you want people to know about that. Like congrats.
Even if you have a salesperson, they cannot sell your product or your service as you do because it's yours. Yes, of course. Yeah. That's normal.
Okay, Csilla. So Csilla. Am I pronouncing it?
Csilla, yes.
Csilla. Okay.
Yes. Perfect.
So at first I thought that it was an online business exclusively, but actually you have.
Actually, we can do everything online.
Okay, you do everything online, but do you have like a base office? Do you have an office in Brussels?
Yes, we have an office in Brussels, but actually, for example, if we have a legalized translation with the stamp and the signature to legalize the documents, then we need to meet the translator and the client personally. But all the rest can be done online. So if it's a simple translation, we can do it online. Of course, it's not online if there is an interpreting work. We send the interpreter to roundtable conversation or to a conference or event to the European Parliament or Tuscany region and or any other events or conferences or business meetings. In this case, the interpreter goes in-house. Or if we have a legal English course or legal French, our teacher goes to the law firm, to the company. Or also corporate language training, we send a teacher to the companies. And the language courses are for small groups, very small groups, like 4, 6 associates and co-workers. Or if it's a law firm, then trainee lawyers, associates, and paralegals.
Hey, Raluca. Okay.
Hello.
Oops. What happened there? Okay, cool. So, 2018.
Oh, I expect a lot from 2018. Yes.
What? How will it look like for you?
From 2018, I expect a lot of huge expansion, a boom. We opened an office in Florida this year, in Fort Lauderdale, and I would like to make the US office big. And now we are based also in Brussels, but also in Florida. And yes, we have a collaborator from the US, and she's Katie, and she's responsible for the US market. And I really hope and I really trust and believe that the US market will be successful. We have already some clients from the US, some entrepreneurs and some law firms, but I would really like more. And not only the European market, but I would like to expand also to the US market and to conquer the US market as well. I'm thinking about more branch offices in 2018 and more services. I would like to improve the language school part. So because we have two parts of the company, actually, let's say 2 departments, across continents translations and across continents education. And within the education, I would like to improve these language courses. For example, business English course in Paris for business people, and to offer more services, quality services, more subcontractors, but really good subcontractors. Affordable price, but quality, high quality. So
how do you ensure quality? How are you sure that you are delivering quality for languages that you do not speak, so you can't really assess
because
the level?
if we have, so we recruit translators from all over the world in any language pairs. The first thing is to send them sample translations and to test them, then also test with other native translators and interpreters. So we always have more translators. We already tested and we know them in every language pair. So we test them with the native and right linguist. That's very important that they are tested. And also after, the proofreading is super important. So before it goes to the client, it always goes through proofreading service. And it's important to review because we are responsible for the quality.
Yeah.
Yes, proofreading is the first thing. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I love that. And I love the energy. And okay, so at this moment in your business, what do you find most rewarding?
The happiness of my team and the clients. This is a great feedback. I'm really happy if they are happy, and if they tell me that they are glad and proud and so happy to work with me and for the company, and it has a result. Their work it makes sense, and it's not just they work from 9 to 5 and they just do it and without any result or without anything, and but it makes sense and it's great and we do something. For example, it's also nice and rewarding that we have a collaborator, an NGO in Rwanda. Yes. And I use a percentage of the
social entrepreneurship.
Yes, actually, that was my aim since the beginning, that I use a percentage of the profit to support needy children and single moms, and especially little girls, children, but girls, because of the empowerment of girls. That's very important. And I support 2 families in Sri Lanka and 1 in Rwanda. And in Rwanda, we have a collaborator NGO. They are friends, old friends from the past. And the director of the NGO, Yvette, is our very, very great collaborator. And we try to support as much as possible the local community. For example, they create bags with the local women, and we try to help them sell. And we have a lot of projects together in mind and for the future. So in 2018, I really hope that and Safe Generations Association will be more successful, bigger, and more intensive, and we can do more great things for them too.
I love that. I was like, I can't believe that you are doing also like good in a very tangible way.
Yes, because I'm on a mission. I would really like to make the world a better place through languages, because I would like to stop the language barriers between people, between cultures. I really love cultures and multicultural inclusion. Multicultural inclusion is something really basic in my life. It's so obvious and so nice, and that is something I promote and I support. And I would like to go through the language barriers and to provide great services, to get cultures together, to get people together.
Yeah, I love that.
Languages.
I love that. I do, and I honor the soul out of you and out of what you're doing. Okay, Mihai is asking, what do you attribute your success? What do you attribute your success to?
Well, I think, for example, but success, for example, if I get up in the morning and I have aims and I do a to-do list and I complete it, that's already success. And I do, for example, now for the new year, I sent calendars for my trainees, and that was also great that we will write a lot of successful and interesting things in the calendar for the new year. And well, when I have a new client, I always try to follow it up, and I try to be in touch with existing clients and try to have a good friendly relation with new clients and also with translators, especially the local ones, the local linguists living here. I can be in touch and to have a coffee with them. And I try to have a human connection with linguists, clients, team. And that is the secret of success, and also the communication between us, to be transparent. We try to be a transparent brand, and so I try to build a company on transparency, honesty, and multicultural openness.
Yeah.
And this way, with this philosophy, I really believe that we will be successful.
And you are very driven.
Yeah.
So like the little story about you and me is that I actually contacted you, or actually no, I posted in one of the groups the fact that I have this podcast, and then we were in contact for a while, and then I went on this TV project, so I didn't have the space and the time for the podcast. And you sent me like 3 mails, I think, or 2 mails telling me, "Hey, Anka, you said that we're gonna do this," and I was like, man, like this is what a driven, determined person looks like.
Because I was really like, yes, I wanted to have this podcast with you, and I wanted to get to know you, and I follow you on social media, and I followed your work, and I think you are doing great. So you do amazing things.
Oh,
and I was sure that you are a great person, and I wanted to talk to you also during the podcast.
Thank you. And I think that like I'm really, really grateful for this. Like it's one of the best episodes, and like I really appreciate it
because it's so spontaneous, and I prepared and I was thinking before what is in my hand, but it's really nice if the conversation is spontaneous.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So okay, just one last question to finish this. Who inspires you? What inspires you?
I really like watching a lot of motivational videos, especially when you are down, when you have difficulties, when you struggle, when you hustle. It's really inspiring to watch videos. And I really love Jack Ma, Alibaba founder, because he failed a lot. He was kind of failure, but he tried. And even if he failed 100 times, he tried the 101st time, and then he succeeded. And not just a little, but very much. And I respect people, also women. For example, I like Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, and she's also great because she started it from scratch. So I respect entrepreneurs who start from scratch, who build up something on their own. And this is something to respect. I respect them, and I look up to them. Who not just they just didn't get a company or inherited it or anything, but they created it, all the bricks from the floor to a skyscraper, and that is amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Self-made women and men. Yeah, cool. I love that. Thank you very much. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Thank you very much for inviting me. I was really happy to talk to you. And thank you so much for listening. Don't hesitate to visit my website, acrosscontinents.net.
Okay, so we have this. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for being with us today. You can find all about Csilla's business on acrosscontinents.net, and you can also find her on LinkedIn. But I think that it's everything on your website, right? So through your website, they can find you on Facebook, also Across Continents translations, and all the important links are on your website, right?
Yes, exactly. You find everything on my website.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. Okay, so just let me say hi to some people, because I don't want you to feel that I didn't see you there. I saw you. So Raluca, hi. Karina, hi. Mihai, Alina, Adi, Sabina. Okay, hi. And thank you very much, Csilla. I always think about it. Am I pronouncing it right?
You pronounce it perfectly. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And a great conversation. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Very empowering. And like I had a high moment during our talk about a lot of stuff. So thank you very much.
I'm also very impressed by your work, and I wish you all the best luck with your future work and your great achievements as well.
Thank you. And best of luck. I'm sure that we are gonna hear a lot about you in 2018 and beyond.
I wish. Fingers crossed. And 2018 bring lots of successes for all of us.
Yes. It's all up to you, right?
Yes.
Cool. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Csilla, for being today here with us. This episode is gonna be on YouTube, probably starting tomorrow. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.